Next up, we have Jared Lucas, KapSlap, talking about Luminal DAO. How's it going, Jared?
Hey guys, doing great. I just caught the end of that presentation. That was incredible. Big ups to Lauren on that. That seemed really good, and seemed practiced and great. I have like a lot of like nervousness now of just like, oh, I don't think I'm going to be that good, but glad to
I
be here.
mean, part of being in this space is realizing that we're here because we want to be here. We're here because of our passions. So it's not
Yeah,
something you have to compare yourself against someone else. This is all about diversity and inclusion. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. And don't worry about if someone else is better than you. It's all about where we are and meeting our organization and our kind of problems. So yeah, I'm sure you will do amazing.
beautiful. Well, thank you for the words of advice and or words of encouragement, I should say. So I'm feeling good.
So please take a moment to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about Luminal DAO, and jump into your presentation.
Sure. Well, hi guys. My name is Jared Lucas. I've been a music producer and DJ for the last 13 years or so as KapSlap. And probably about 4 years ago, I kind of started opening my perspective up a bit more in terms of what I could be doing to help the world and how that what that actually looks like. Music's incredible, and I love music, and I love the opportunity to be able to play for people and expand things there. But I also really found a really powerful niche in this something called the liminal web, and that is broadly a bunch of people thinking about civilizational redesign and existential risk and personal development and a lot of these overlapping places that I think a lot of people here are familiar with. So I dove into podcasts and tons of knowledge consumption. And I've also been pretty well versed in Web3 since around 2017. So I figured, why not combine these two worlds of the liminal web and Web3? Liminal web are the thinkers broadly, and Web3 are the doers. So, what happens if you kind of put them together and see what happens? Can we actually bring wisdom to this space? Whoa, wisdom, right? It's almost a taboo word now. It's who has the right to say that they're wise. It's a lot. So that is the initial kind of call for this liminal DAO is can we bring some type of can we provide the sangha with a bank account? There's a phrase: the next Buddha is a sangha, like a bunch of people together. It's not just one person. So can we provide that sangha with the bank account? That was kind of the initial inquiry. So I'll start there with my presentation. Here we go. So Liminal DAO is the DAO that's not a DAO. We started this thing and really realized that culture comes first. As much as vision and strategy are important, culture is the thing that actually really matters. And at the moment, we have no funding, no money in the middle. It's all experiments in Web3 that don't necessarily require uh, money. So there's deep philosophical reasons behind that, but we'll start from there. The mission is to explore and create cultural and technical tooling that enables the dissolution of the meta crisis. It also, if you wanted to, it's solving the meta crisis, but we decided to use the word dissolution of the meta crisis because it kind of describes a little more about the way in which we can do this. And the meta crisis broadly is the fact that there are so many other crises going on right now. Crisis in education and the information ecology, like Facebook and Twitter, and just hijacking attention, like everything. There's so many crises going on at the moment. The meta crisis is the thing that kind of encompasses those. So our mission is to kind of see what we can do to help that. And our meta mission, this is a fun little ad, is to constantly redefine our purpose over time, adapting to the shifting technological, societal, and ecological landscapes. So right now, That's our mission. However, in the future, it may change. And I say that because literally right before this call, I'd probably say at 10 a.m., it's 12 o'clock right now, but at 10 a.m., I had a call with Nathan Vanderpool, and he's part of the something called the Respond Network. It's not out public yet, but I was given the permission to speak about this here. I'm going to be spearheading the effort to provide Web3 badges and soulbound tokens to help scaffold the wisdom commons and allow for reputational signaling there. So there's something that is emerging between Zach Stein, John Vervaeke, Bonita Roy, a bunch of other incredible minds that will be needing a way to signal in Web3 who has gone through a wisdom process. And that, to me, seemed like a really, really incredible thing to focus efforts on. So that's kind of in the future for the Liminal DAO. At the moment, we are kind of just stewarding a lot of other projects, though. So that's the quick. They're actually looking for funding now to fund the meta retreat. They're seeking about $60,000 to help fund this kind of retreat. So that's something. If anyone has any, like I know Giveth would be great for something like this. But if anyone knows funding sources that would like to, that know these people and see what they're doing, see the value in what they're doing, please reach out. I'd love to connect you guys. So the next thing that is part of this Liminal DAO is liberating structures. And the person who's going to be presenting on that will be right after me hosting a workshop. His name is Jeremy Akers. Jeremy is also part of the Liminal DAO, and he's implementing things that are really incredible. We've been using open space technology from the liberating structures. It's just a psychotechnology, really, that allows for open dialogue and discussion and really, really incredible stuff. So big ups and big shout out to liberating structures. Also something called Wiko. There is something called the Glass Bead game, and Wiko is bringing the Glass Bead game online. So it's actually a way in which people can speak together, and there's timers, and you have to there's a couple rules around it, but it allows for really generative and incredible conversations. So that's another thing that's being stewarded within the Liminal DAO. There's also something called the DAOjo, which is a process by which projects can come into the Liminal DAO and be stewarded towards right relationship with humanity, nature, and technology. This might not be the official title for it. This is kind of something I came up with because these things are still very fledgling, but that is a kind of a meta process that's coming to life inside of this Discord that we have. There's also something called Conjure. Conjure is really, really cool. It's an open spatial programming tool that enables a network of networks to increasingly make effective sense of reality together. An aesthetic of magic helps bridge the gap between how we interact with the virtual and non-virtual objects. So it's really cool. It's kind of like, imagine CryptoVoxels or something like that, where it's a web-based platform. However, it's deeply rooted in like metaphysics from Forrest Landry, and the whole kind of liminal web space is deeply influencing this creation of this. And they have visions as well of bringing holochain apps, HApps into this and make it a really, really easy way to explore holochain as well. So that is really, really special. And they have a roadmap and a bunch of other really great stuff in here. So I'm just going to rip through this here, and then you can kind of just ask me whatever questions you'd like towards the end. Soft DAO tooling. This was a kind of push by the co-founder of Holochain, Eric Harris Braun. This is valuing agency over determinism. Decisions are made via speech, not tokens. Security enforced by observability versus enforcement. So really having transparency in what's going on and that kind of metric. human-driven change versus smart contracts, alignment and convergence through discourse versus governance through preordained mechanism. That's a huge one. A lot of DAOs in the space now are very much just using the tools that are here, which are preset governance via tokens, votes, democracy, standard stuff. We are trying our best to shift the frame so that it's more about alignment and convergence through discourse. That's such an important factor that I think is missing in a lot of different organizations, and something that we're really passionate about bringing to life. And if you'd like to read more about that, Eric Harris Braun wrote about this here. It's a quick little page. I can send all these resources as well, if anyone is interested. And finally, well, maybe not finally, but Epique. This is another one that's experimenting with dissent as a mechanism for decision-making, as well as focusing on alignment and resourcing instead of governance. So allowing someone to bring up a dissent about something as opposed to waiting for votes. And this is a little bit loose right now, so this is still kind of being developed, but I might not even be doing justice describing it in this way. But that's the fun part about the liminal DAO, is that everything's kind of in between. The word liminal is like, it has to do with thresholds between the old world and the new. The liminal space is that space in between. The meme team, speeding up the replication and distribution of right memes. I think that's really great. Imagine the regen meme, all of these other kind of, everything that Owaki does, right? All those memes. How do we kind of speed up the replication and distribution of those, as well as use, stuff like Forrest Landry's metaphysics to deeply inform some of these things and get them out in the world? Some fun thoughts there. And then just some of the friends that are involved. Forrest Landry, Active Inference, which is just next level model about agents in a network trying to reduce surprise. It's a whole thing. And then the Emerge Austin Gathering, that'll be happening between June 24th through 26th. And we're going to be bringing in and opening up our invitations for the Discord between the 21st and the 29th. So far, it's been a closed system to allow for a convergence and allow the membranes to form from the first call, or the first call to action. So the membranes will open up for cohort 2 between June 21st and 29, and it'll be mainly for the participants of Emerge Austin. But if there are aligned people here as well, I'm happy to bring open that floodgate as well. So that is all I got.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I think one of the things that really stuck out to me is dissenting opinion. And especially if we take court cases or legal precedents, a lot of the time the dissenting opinion is what people actually think and feel. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's a decision that people get to take, but it's important that when we're building information on decisions, that we're listening to other opinions, and especially if it might not be the opinion or the decision that we have to make, but the fact that we're discussing, or that there's an openness to not have groupthink where, okay, let's just always do the same thing. And being open to listening is part of having that dissenting opinion and giving space for other people. So I think that's really key to operating as an organization.
Exactly. I mean, that's you hit the nail on the head there. Like the dissent. I mean, one of the things that we were talking about with this dissenting mechanism, and Brock McKean really is the kind of spearhead on this one. But to be able to steelman the proposal in a way that makes sense, and that is like, oh, okay, like you do understand this, and you have a dissenting opinion. Okay, like let's listen to that, right? So he's actually really thinking about how to build in some of these mechanisms such that really fully deeply understanding the current proposal is like bare bones necessary for dissenting, because that's if you have a really good steelman and you dissent, there's a good reason that you have to dissent, that you're dissenting. So it's worth listening to.
Can you unpack the Steelman a little
Sure.
bit and what that kind of means?
Yeah, absolutely. So it comes from the root of straw man, I believe. I mean, I'm riffing on here because this is the way I understand it. Straw man is like, oh, these people believe this, and like it's really like not a good representation of what they believe. It's something that is a straw man is like you
Easy
set
to
it
know.
up just so you can knock it down. Exactly. Steel man is like describing something in a way that the other person listens and says, yes, like I feel heard. That's exactly what I mean, or that's exactly what I'm proposing. That would be a steel man because it's really like uh, the backing up the story. So
Okay, wonderful. Um, yeah, so can you talk a little bit more about some of the tools that you're using? I know you highlighted them, but just kind of what are some of the tools and how did you kind of reach those tools for your organization?
sure. Well, right now the tooling within the organization is mainly Discord. So Discord has been just the standard place for a lot of this stuff. We've implemented Coordinate to show kind of collaboration, it hasn't really stuck that well because I think it's a relatively small group right now. So it's under the total Discord is about 100 people, and there are about let's see how many people there's probably like 40 to 50 have reached the next membrane, which that membrane is like coming to a call on Tuesdays. Every Tuesday from 2 to 4 Pacific time, we have a call that uses open space technology, which is the liberating structure, to allow for people to get to know each other, to build trust, and to kind of work together in ways that make sense, and actually really discuss what decisions need to be made and what things need to be done. So right now, we Coordinate was kind of an experiment, as well as DWork. I don't know if you've heard of DWork before, dwork.xyz. That is something to kind of, it's like a Trello board, but Web3 enabled. We've also done an experiment in non-transferable NFTs. So I've used thirdweb.com to issue out non-transferable liminal DAO membership NFTs. We haven't put that into practice though, because at the moment, Discord it's really doing everything that we need in terms of membrane management. So the big thing that is the ultimate question, and something that is kind of worth deeply considering, is what does it look like when money comes into this thing? And a lot of people are using very standard tooling things based off of old ways of doing things that very much change the dynamic between a group when it's implemented. So I'm trying to be really, really careful of that, because that was a lot of feedback that I've received from a lot of really people that I really deeply trust and I kind of look up to. Uh, so I'm really not sure what kind of thing we could. I mean, we could easily create like a Kali DAO and like have the LLC happen and just have it voting and all these different proposals, and whatnot. But we're small enough at the point where we don't really need that to happen. So, yeah, it's a very emergent process right now.
Yeah, we've heard from different people, and really the formation and this time is so critical for
Mhm.
getting things built out correctly. It's really hard to change it after things have been set. So yeah, I
Right.
definitely encourage people to take it slow during that phase. Make sure you get it right. Don't try and rush it, and
Mhm.
make sure that you're kind of solving the problem and that your community is mobilized towards it. Um, you
Yeah.
you also mentioned something about liberating structures. Is that right?
Yes.
And so liberating structures is like reclaiming buildings that have been abandoned and repurposing them. Is that right?
Oh no,
Uh,
sorry. Liberating structures are actually tools for conversations. So
okay,
I can actually show a little bit of this on this
quite a
screen.
different,
I think. What's that?
pretty different idea.
Yeah, yeah, very, very different. But it's funny that that it does sound interesting. That your version of liberating structure sounds like it'd be a cool thing. Um, this they have these little things called liberating structures, and there's a bunch of different ones. Open space technology is the one that we personally use. Let's see if I can. Their website's not really super great right now. These are all open source things, and what they are, they so for example, this open space technology is something that you can use in a Zoom call. So the way it works is you invite people to come, whoever comes are the right people, and then this is actually like an in-person version. So this is like with chairs and groups, and but you can actually the way that we do it is through a Zoom call. So what we do is actually I'm just gonna unshare this because this isn't exactly the thing that we use, but you have breakout rooms, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, and each of those breakout rooms, there's like a little grid that everyone has access to, like a Google Doc. And for every 30 minutes, you can claim a spot on one of those breakout rooms to talk about whatever you want. So someone might want to talk about MetaFest, and MetaFest is coming up, and so they put their MetaFest and they put their like initials in there, and then underneath they describe the thing. Um, we have a little time where everyone gets to kind of pitch their rooms, and then when the half hour hits and the time the rooms open up, you can basically all the participants in the Zoom can go wherever they want. So it's this really awesome, free flowing conversational tool that allows for these meetings to be really generative and really alive and not too rigid or it's allowing a structure to allow for emergence. So really beautiful stuff.
Yeah, I really like that, and I think that might be something a lot of us are lacking too. I wore a shirt yesterday, chaos. I think that chaos is something that a lot of us deal with. So having a structure,
Yeah,
even for like meetings, really helps
yeah,
facilitate positive meetings. So I definitely resonate with having methods and models that people can follow to build up even things like their meetings. So that structure
yeah.
is amazing.
I'll actually show you that this is the template real quick that we use for open spaces. So whoever come are the right people, whatever happens is the only thing that could have. Whenever it starts is the right time, and when it's over, it's over. And so this is what I meant by these breakout rooms. You can kind of pick a thing and say like, okay, Meta Fest, and then you talk about it down here, blah blah blah, and you can imagine everyone coming in here and kind of typing in things, and then it kind of turns into this thing that on the half hour, once that happens and it opens up, everyone kind of surfs around and finds the rooms that they like. So um, really, really incredible stuff.
Super cool. Yeah, do you think you could remind people of how they can get involved and the best place to reach you? I remember you said something about Discord. Would they find the Discord on your Twitter, or is the best place to engage with you?
Sure. For me personally, you can engage with me on Twitter or tons of different places. Just at KapSlap is my handle personally. LiminalDAO.xyz will have the place where you can actually open it. We'll be opening up membership between the 21st and the 29th of June. So you can find that at liminaldao.xyz, and then any other information about me that you'd like, it's kapslap.xyz. So
And do you have a Gitcoin grant active right now in the round?
we don't. We've just been I think it's just a little hesitant because we don't necessarily have like the thing that we're doing. It's very much a exploration in a lot of different things. So it's kind of a slow emergence that's happening. But I definitely think that the next round for Gitcoin will be the right round for us.
Awesome. Yeah, I think one of the things that kind of goes underrated is like the phase from idea to growth. So
Mm,
a lot of people actually need that funding to get to the next stage.
mm,
So yeah, definitely reach out and check out some of the grants that are there because there's a lot of people, and as I said, through this, a couple dollars goes a huge way, especially when we have matching funds. And so
right.
definitely, yeah, I'd recommend if you're doing something that's positive and supporting the DAO ecosystem, that you create a Gitcoin grant and help support the network of people that are going to be impacted, and whose problem you'll be solving with the Liminal DAO. So
Hmm. When are those closed? When does when is the
it
closure
closes
of
on
the
the 23rd. So
23rd? Okay, so there's some time
just
there.
a
Interesting.
week next week.
Okay, great. I'll look into that.
Great, thanks so much.
All right, appreciate it. Is my time up until the 12:30? Is that the?
Yeah, you still have 5 more minutes if there's anything else that you'd like to talk about.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I'm curious, like, from your perspective, what's the most exciting project that you've seen kind of emerge so far in the Web3
Um,
space, at least?
yeah, so something people may or may not know, I went really, really wide in DAOs in 2020, and uh, pretty much if you look at my DAO house, I think I'm in like 40 or 50 DAOs, just
Oh my
because
gosh.
I was uh, trying to help set up and align people and network, and I build bridges. So being
Mm,
part of the community and acting as an agent for a lot of different organizations, and having the trust layer that I can effectively communicate what they're doing without missing the meeting message, or eh, closing the communication between communities has really kind of helped me. So I've been in pretty much a ton of them. I think
mm,
I'm really excited about what MetaFactory is doing, what Digitalix is doing. There's a lot of wonderful things that's happening with the Uber House restructuring. I think that the people that are in our ecosystem are some of the best and brightest thinkers, and we're going to
mhm,
keep building no matter what. So really, there's no one project that stands out as like this is the one, because the best part is how we all groove together, and
mhm,
kind of building out in the open means that it's not a competition. Not there's one of us isn't going to win unless there's a paradigm change, and then we all kind of win. And it's better to work together to have these
mhm,
positive growths when we have uh, we're supporting each other. Like we can't really rely on the rainbow to come along and suddenly we've got a pot of gold and someone wins. It and it's like something like Gitcoin and Giveth and Moonshot, and they really
mhm,
give back and build tools. Austin Griffith has done amazing stuff building tools that he shares with people, and
mhm,
so these different people uh, extend beyond any kind of one organization. And I think that's
mhm.
that's kind of one of the big takeaways too, is that I think the best organization is all of us. The
Yeah.
metaverse and the meta cartel ecosystem, the
Mhm,
basically
mhm.
the love of people that are here for the right reason, rather than people
Mhm.
that are here trying to sell you something.
Yeah, so true. I mean, I'm really I'm so just in awe of the more I learn about these places and the different organizations. It's just really, really inspiring and it gives hope. So really beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
one of the other cool things that you mentioned is about breaking out into groups and discussing things like that and kind of coming back. Our
Yeah.
next presenter actually is going to be doing something very similar to that. It's going to be a workshop about group communication. So,
So
so
is this
Jeremy
Jeremy Akers?
is Jeremy Agers is
So
next.
he's the one I was talking about. This is liberating structures. You're going to have an experience of liberating structures.
Yeah, so Jeremy is coming up next. It might be a little chaotic, so I definitely want people to stay with us. We're kind of figuring out exactly how we'll break up into different groups and communicate it effectively. But yeah, so we're about to kind of have the group communication experience.
Oh, so
So
fun.
I definitely
Can't wait.
urge you to stick around, kind of participate, hop into the Discord. It'll be the place that we can really split people up into different channels. So if you're watching
Okay.
on YouTube, check out the Discord to participate in the workshop. Um, Otherwise, I believe we'll be streaming parts of it still to YouTube. So we'll probably only be able to stream one of the rooms, but you'll still get some perspective into what's going on. So
Perfect.
thank
Well,
you
I will
so
sign
much.
off now. And yeah, it's been incredible. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.